Greetings from the Guild, gamers. I'm Guildmaster Jason. Welcome to What's New Wednesday. For those of you who don't know, What's New Wednesday is when I, Guildmaster Jason, bring you guys whatever's new going on in the gaming industry, whether it be Dungeons & Dragons, Warhammer 40k, Magic the Gathering, or any other similar games. So, the topic of today's What's New Wednesday is going to be the Stranger Things D&D starter set. So if you haven't heard about this yet, guys, it's essentially a starter set based off the Stranger Things campaign that the kids played at the beginning of Stranger Things Season 1, a campaign written by the fictional character Mike Wheeler. Now, if you haven't seen Stranger Things, first of all, this might just not interest you that much. But if it does anyways, allow me to explain. At the very beginning of Season 1, Stranger Things, the cast of main characters, which is a group of young children, are playing Dungeons & Dragons. Now, throughout this session that the kids are playing, eventually the DM, Mike Wheeler, places a creature on the board that he refers to as the Demagogue. Now, the kids playing the game are very concerned about this. They kind of go into a panic over what to do, whether to focus on protection or cast fireballs. It's a very fun scene, especially if you already know a lot about Dungeons & Dragons. So essentially, this starter set is supposed to be the campaign that Mike Wheeler wrote for his friends, the campaign that they're playing at the beginning of that season. As far as contents go, essentially this starter set isn't that much different from the Lost Mines of Phandelver starter set that they came out with a while ago. Inside the box you'll find a rule book, an adventure book for the DM only, a set of dice, and several pre-generated character sheets. Now these pre-generated character sheets are pretty interesting because they're not normal D&D characters. Well, they are, but they're based off the characters from that episode of Stranger Things. So your pre-generated characters are going to have names like Will the Wise and Dustin the Dwarf. Now, the episode of Stranger Things only gave us a quick snapshot of that campaign, so it's hard to say what to expect here other than just know that at the end of it, you're gonna fight the Demagogue. The product description on Amazon does also mention something about investigating a dark castle, which I assume is where you find the Demagogue. On that note, let's talk about the Demagogue for just a second. In this box, you will find 2 Demagogue minis. Now, this is one thing that's kind of different from the Lost Mines of Phandelver starter set because the Lost Mines of Phandelver starter set came with no miniature figures at all. However, this starter set does actually come with 2 Demagogue minis, one of which is painted and one is not. So if you're like me and you just like to throw your minis on the board and spend your time planning sessions rather than painting minis, the painted one's for you. However, for all those of you out there who like to customize your minis, they threw one in there for you as well. Now, let's take a look at these minis that they threw in here. As you can see by the picture, the Demagogue that they put in this set is the actual Demagogue from Stranger Things, the television show, not the Demagogue from Dungeons & Dragons lore. Now, this is a little strange to me. I almost kind of have a problem with this because they say that it's supposed to be the campaign that Mike Wheeler created himself. Now, when they're playing the game, you clearly see him place a creature on the board that resembles the Demagogue from D&D lore. Not that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's cool. It's just not Demagogue. Well, not the original Demagogue anyways. Now, this is my only real problem with this, and I suppose it could be fixed by just, I don't know, using a different miniature. But then again, it's a starter set campaign, which makes me think you're probably going to be relatively low level. So you probably can't take on the actual Demagogue. So maybe it does make sense. If only someone made an actual one-shot where it was just epic level, where all the characters were level 20 and the boss at the end of this dungeon they went through was the Demagogue. How awesome would that be? You know what? That's it. I'm announcing it right here, right now. I want 5 new players, people who have never been here and played with the PCGG crew. This will be a one-shot campaign. Each of you will be given a level 20 pre-generated character. You will make your way through a dungeon located in the Abyss. This is a dungeon of my own creation. And just a little spoiler alert, at the end of this dungeon, you will find yourself face-to-face with Demagogue himself. This is not the Demagogue from Stranger Things. This is the creature whose name is Demagogue from D&D lore. So, if you're interested in taking on the mantle of an epic level adventurer and going face to face with the Demagogue himself, be sure to comment on this video or send the guild a message. As always, the best way to get a hold of us is through our Facebook page. The D&D Stranger Things starter set is available for pre-order now and the ships on May 1st. As for my epic level Demagogue one-shot campaign, we'll say to be determined. Until next time, game on, gamers.